What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Sawdust Talk. Let's go! Woo! I am your host, Kyle Brewer, and we've got a great episode scheduled tonight for you guys. We've got Erika from Rustic with us, and we've got TJ from TJ Workshop, Ed from Mancini Woodworking. We've got a great episode scheduled, so let's get everybody in here and let's get it going. Let's see here. All right. Let's see if I can get some people in here. What's up, Ed?
What up?
That might have been the
Hey!
intro.
Oh, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
I already took a nap.
I'm kind of jealous. I should have done that myself.
Erika, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
I see Erika.
Awesome.
I see you.
can't see Erika. So
Yeah,
that's
I see her.
Okay.
Well, Erika, I can't see you, but it's really nice to have you on. Thanks for joining the show and welcome to Sawdust Talk.
Sweet. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I guess before we kick things off, I'm Kyle Brewer. I'll kick it over to our other hosts. Let them introduce themselves a little bit. Ed, we'll start with you and we'll go around the table here.
Hey, I'm Ed Mancini from Mancini Woodworking. I'm currently getting ready to retire. I guess you see the beard, but I'm getting ready to retire from the Army after 20 years. I currently live in Louisville, Kentucky. And I have been doing woodworking for about 2.5 years or so, but have a past from before the military involving like construction and carpentry and stuff. So that's me.
Hell yeah. All right, TJ,
Very cool.
over to you.
I'm TJ with TJT Workshop. Do a good bit of wood turning on the lathe. I get a welder out every once in a while. I do some flat work. I mean, who knows what's going to be the next project. I'm out of St. Louis, Missouri, like Kyle, who's over here for me. I don't know if he's there for you guys and gals. But, yeah, just happy to be a helpful Henry tonight, and I've got oodles of questions for you, Erika.
Oodles.
Awesome.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I'm Erika, Rustic Woodshop. I'm in Ottawa, Canada. So I started woodworking in 2016 part-time. I was working for the federal government, and 2020 I decided to take a leave of absence from my job, and I was just focusing on woodworking, and I basically never returned. So I quit. I basically quit to do full time. And honestly, it's been amazing. It's really been good for my mental health, for my family, everything like that. It's been really, really good. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So I guess I'll kick us off here with the first question. You mentioned to me that you kind of started in college. Like, how did you get that going, and kind of what did you kind of start with?
So in college, I was studying professional theater, but like the design and technical side of it. So I was learning how to use tools to build sets and props and that type of thing. And I didn't have a lot of money because, I was starving a college student, right? So for any kind of furniture or anything like that, like my apartment was very, very, very minimalistic. So what I would do is around like whenever there was like trash collection, I'd go around the evenings, pick up all the furniture I could find that was made of wood. Then I would take that to my grandparents' house, and then I would basically strip it, refinish it, and then that's how I furnished my apartment. By doing that, people saw what I was doing, and then I'd have like old ladies coming and say, "Can you fix this bench? Can you help me with this chair? It wobbles." And I used to just do these little side jobs, and I used to get paid for it. And with that money, I bought my first like set of tools, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I officially got started.
The addiction starts.
Yeah.
It all starts somewhere for everybody, right? Like
a while ago, but yeah.
That's so cool. All right, I'll toss it over to Ed.
So Erika, so what was the first thing that you ever made? Like whether, so I know that you did a lot of refurbishing, but like the first thing that you made from scratch.
From scratch was a farm table. So it was in 2015, actually. I was watching YouTube, and there was a guy by the name of Homestead Craftsman, and he was making farm tables out of reclaimed wood. And I was like, wow, that's really looked awesome to me. I was like, I want to do that. So I went and I got like whatever kind of wood. I think it was just like pine from like Home Depot, and I basically just built a table, sold that one. But yeah, so I made my first table based off of one of his YouTube videos.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think we tend to start in that realm of the YouTube realm and seeing the what we think is like, oh, I think I could do that, you know, and it always ends up being some kind of a table or something like that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So I have some questions about your procurement process.
Okay.
I creeped on your Instagram portfolio so hard today,
Yeah,
and you've got so many really unique pieces of wood. And I also want you to eventually tonight talk about your surface conditioning tool or your prep tool or your reconditioner. It's the drum sander on a stick.
Drum sander on a stick?
Yeah, it's, I don't know. A lot of people use them
TJ,
for
this is a
stripping
family
paint. Hey. But anyway, so you've got a handful of different pieces where you're stripping out some of the wood that you're either finding or buying. But I do want you to talk about your procurement process. How are you getting your materials? Because reclaimed wood is sort of a different thing from popping into a woodcraft and picking it up.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I know a guy here that basically takes down barns. So I get my wood from him. But there's actually like 3 companies that sell reclaimed wood. But I mainly go to his name is Matt from Humble Barn. So he's really good resource for me because he has like everything. So I've been staying very tight with him. So that's where I get my wood from. There's also the wood source where I get my pine and I guess I get pine, some cedar, just different species of wood from there as well. And there's another store as well called KGP Select, and that's where they have more of the, exotic type of woods like the, whatever, the walnuts and the white oaks and, all the pretty wood. But I also get a lot of my slabs from a friend of mine, Grassroot, and he's just like not too far away from me. So I'm able to get slabs from him. And he basically goes around and takes down trees or finds, he gets like commissioned to, like if a tree is like not doing too well, he'll take it down and he cuts it in slabs. And then basically he'll take a portion of whatever he cuts and then leaves some for the customer. So that's how I get some wood from the live edge material from him.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That's cool.
A lot of connections, right? Like, and it's really have these connections. So yeah, no, it's a nice community for sure.
Right.
Those connections can save you a lot of
about
money,
connections, right?
That's true. Yeah.
That's amazing. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, big thanks to George Supply Co. I don't know if I mentioned them yet, but they are a sponsor of all of our episodes here on Instagram. So go give them a like, go check them out. They support us. They support a lot of makers, have a lot of merch for everybody out there. So yes, right. So we all have our own line of merch. And if you don't have one out there, go check them out. Scott's pretty awesome to work with. And also we'll be giving away a $20 gift card to George Supply Co. at the end of the episode. So stay tuned for that. You'll know the answer is 17. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. But Erika, getting back to you, right? Like, I just want to ask you about your favorite species of wood to work with. Kind of, are you more of a oak or walnut? Kind of, if you had your choice of any species, kind of what would you
I'll take. I don't have a favorite species, and I'm actually playing a lot more with different species now. So I'm learning a lot, what different woods, the smell, how they cut, the density and everything. So I'm still in that learning phase actually, because I've been doing like a reclaimed and pine for so long, and now slowly I'm moving into the harder woods. So yeah, I'd have to say that I'm still in the learning phase right now. So I don't really have a favorite, but there's so many beautiful wood out there. It's yeah.
It's funny that you say that. You mentioned the smell of wood and stuff.
Yeah.
Back when I went through high school, so I went to a vocational high school for carpentry, and when in our freshman year, they had to teach us, species of woods. We were supposed to be able to tell by what they look like, by their rings, the grain pattern, but also their smell, which was really weird because they had one species of wood that smelled like barbecued Lay's potato chips. And then they had another one that smelled like marshmallows. It made no sense, but every time you ran a fresh cut through there, you'd be like, "Oh my God!" You just want to take a bite out of it. It's ridiculous.
That's right. That's right.
I've never heard that those smells be associated with wood, but that's amazing.
Totally. Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't remember what wood it was. I mean, that was such a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know of any wood that smells like marshmallows. Like I know maple kind of has like a sweet smell, right? And one wood actually I don't like the smell is the walnut. It just bugs me. I don't know. It's just it's weird. I don't know. I just don't like it. So I make sure I really put the respirator on tight whenever I'm cutting walnut because it just drives me nuts.
How have you, as you're experimenting with these different hardwoods, coming from such a long line of working with pine and softwoods, how have you felt like some woods are easier to work with than others? Are you starting to learn, like for me example, I slowly started to learn that pine, even though it's something we start with, is probably the biggest pain in the butt wood to work with. Like it drives me crazy.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like you have to be so careful with pine, right? Because it dents so easily and it marks really easily too. So like when it comes to the hardwoods, what I've learned is like sanding takes definitely a lot longer. And you really have to do you really have to respect that and do your lines with the pencil and make sure you're passing over everything properly because it's not as forgiving, I find. And swirl marks are a lot more visible, I find, also on the hardwoods. So that's something too that I'm learning. But yeah, it's
cool. So you have a little shop tour video nestled deep down in your portfolio.
Yeah,
it was in March,
and I noticed that you had a little blue lathe tucked away in the corner of your shop when you made that. Is that thing still kicking around back in there?
Yeah, well, it's right there. It's I don't use it much. I mean, I've played around with it. I'm really not like a lathe person. I actually do enjoy it, but I have no skill. Like I've got no talent, and I don't have the patience either. I gotta say, but it's it's a nice tool if you know how to use it. And I love watching people doing their thing on it, but I'm not talented enough for that. So.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you ended up turning those table legs that were either before or after it.
I was going to ask the same thing.
No, those were bought. Those were bought like that.
They're still rad.
Yeah, no, they're really nice. Yeah. No.
That's awesome. TJ, you're gonna have to show us how you turn those legs and turn your goals, man.
Yeah, when we get to June and it's my turn to be the prettiest girl in prom, we'll talk about it then. But right now, tonight's about Erika, so don't steal her sunshine.
If anyone else in the audience has any questions for Erika, feel free to put them down below in that bottom right-hand corner with that little question mark, and then we'll get to those later in the show. But Erika, how did you land on this rustic type style that you have? I mean, it's so cool that, and like you do it so well. Like I'm always like just so impressed with everything that you make, and it looks just amazing, right? Like not just rustic, but like it's incredible, honestly. So can you tell us a little bit about that and kind of your style there?
So like if you go in my house, everything is rustic, right? I'm just drawn to that furniture. I've always been drawn to that furniture. But I am kind of rebranding now that I'm working with different woods. So that's something that's going to be coming up probably in the near future. It won't be Rustic Charm Woodshop anymore. There'll still be some rustic elements. I'm still going to be doing that, but I am going to kind of like expand a little bit into different things.
That's awesome. Like, can you give us any teasers here?
Let's just say you're going to see a lot less pine.
Okay.
A lot less
Nice.
like reclaimed. There'll still be some, but yeah, I'm going to be focusing on things, fancier things maybe.
Awesome.
All right, Ed, can I squeak in a question that's quasi-relevant right now?
Yeah.
Sorry to break the order here, but okay, so in your page, you've got a handful of videos of you filling voids and cracks in rustic furniture. Tell me your secret to staying calm and not losing your mind while filling crack after crack after crack with CA glue. Is it Nora Jones? Is it Taylor Swift? Like what's on the stereo? How do you do it?
And sanding the cracks and everything.
OCD. No, like I'm really like I hate flaws in things, and I know like rustic furniture, it's filled with it, and it's like I know it's kind of weird, but I try to make it as perfect as possible. And that's just in me. Like, I like just, doing stuff like that, like being very like focused on one thing, and, being able to finish it and making sure that it's perfect before I can move on to the next thing. So when it comes to filling in things with CA glue or epoxy or whatever, it has to be done. Like that's how I see it. It has to be done. So I just do it, and sometimes there's more of an issue that I can't use CA glue, so then I have to end up like with a router cutting out the wood and then putting an inlay in to kind of like fix it up a bit. But that's I don't even think about it. I just do it. It has to get done, so I get it done.
I tell you, I was going through your videos and I was like specifically picking on the ones and watching the ones where you were sanding cracks, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen somebody like sand those cracks like that. Like it was just had me enthralled. I was like, wow, like the dedication to that. I would have let that thing go a long time ago.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like with rustic furniture, like the way I see it is that it has a lot of character, and with that character, it tends to be a little bit rough around the edges, but like I don't want like my clients to get like splinters from my furniture or anything like that. So right. I try to make sure that it's as smooth as it can get, right? So before it leaves the shop, anyways, I'll get all the splinters. My client won't get. I've got nasty ones, so yeah.
That's awesome.
It's the ones under the nail that really kill. Like those are really painful.
All right, Ed. I think you're up for a question if you got one.
Okay, so this is kind of a side question. So I was watching your Beyonce video, right?
Oh gosh.
And so let me like legit ask
you,
like, so when you were sanding that, like it went so well together, it really made me question how many times has she actually done this when she wasn't filming the video?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. So like I'm working on charcuterie boards, right? So and one of them has a handle and it has to be rounded. That's the way I want. I want it to be really like almost like a dowel, right? So
yeah.
Easiest way for me to do that is to take basically any kind of snap paper that's long and just run it so that it kind of like does the curve.
Oh yeah.
So I was doing that, and then I'm like, okay, this is like the Beyonce thing. So I'm like, I'm gonna make a video and just like have fun with this, right? And that's just how it kind of happened. So I put the camera on me, I started doing that, and I was like, all right, yeah, I got the moves down, and then looped the song in, and there you have it.
So you did that like 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
And I really want to know, like a month from now, how many times that song and that dance pops into your head when you're sanding a handle.
I think it's going to be in all of our heads going forward.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
I said, I think it's going to be in all of our heads going forward as we sand, you know,
Yeah.
anything.
It should totally be a challenge now. It's got to be. It's got to be. I challenge all of you.
I think we need to make that happen. So anybody out there listening, let's make that a Sawdust Talk challenge via Rustic Charm.
Yeah.
I know. I'll try and get that going.
Man,
I
I
mean,
want to see him do that on the lathe.
Yeah.
can do. I'm gonna be taking a little teeny strip on a pen. I'm gonna get it.
It's awesome.
Okay, so you've got a couple of slab pieces that you've kind of mentioned earlier from one of your I Know a Guy guys. Are you looking to expand into that as you move forward, or have you had enough and you're like, okay, slab was neat, anything else?
Actually, like I'm liking the whole slab thing. So I think I am going to be. I do have a bunch of epoxy that I ordered, so I'm going to be probably working with that, trying it out. You know, gotta try different things. I do like the way like live edge looks, so that's definitely something that I want to get more into. So yeah, but I don't want to give too much away.
That's perfectly fine. And then sort of follow-up question. You do a fair bit of painting on your projects, I've seen.
Yeah.
Here and there. Do you have a favorite non-paint finish for your rustic looks? Because they all sort of have a bit of a shine to them, but they're still like really warm. I really like the way that it looked, and I was poking around through your hashtags, seeing if any of it was mentioned, but I didn't catch any of that.
So a lot of like, if I'm using like a stain, like I'll use pretty much whatever stain that the customer wants, right? Like if they come up with a color, I'll find the color. If they agree to it, then I'll stain it. So usually it's like Minwax or Varathane. I've used Osmo a few times. I like that. I like that stain a lot too. And then after that, just polyurethane and with a wax finish afterwards. That's pretty much it.
Nice.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
I have a quick, while we're on the whole paint stain thing, right? So you did a video where you sprayed your phone, right? And I was like wondering, like, did she put something over that? Because I don't think I would sacrifice my phone for a video like that. Like, I was like, what did she do?
So I basically just wrapped my phone up in like saran wrap, you know, and then I just sprayed it with the.
Oh man, because it didn't even look like there was anything over the lens at all. I was like, there's no way she just sprayed her phone.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I will admit to having like jerked away when it happened. I was like, oh shit. So
yeah. In my mind, I was like, maybe she was getting rid of that one.
Yeah, is that the next is that the next Sawdust Talk challenge? Is spray paint your phone challenge? 'Cause I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't trust
put
me.
in my old phone, right, and like just go use that. Like, oh yeah, hey, it's done.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can sacrifice that. So speaking of phones, Erika, like how long have you been posting on Instagram? Like tell us a little bit about your like Instagram story.
So when I started woodworking, I had an Instagram account and I went up to about like 800 followers. And then I was like, you know, I kind of took a break from woodworking. It was a short one. It was about a year and a half. And I just got off of Instagram altogether. I was like, I don't need this. I deleted everything. You know, that's it. And then I was like a year and a half. I was like, what am I doing with myself? Like, I just needed something to do after work. I need to decompress. I was like, you know, so I just went back woodworking. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to open up my Instagram account again. Of course, start at 0. I was like, oh man, this is taking forever to like get a lot of followers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
What did I do? You know, but I needed it. I really needed to like, you know, just take a break and focus on me and try to figure things out too, like career-wise, what I wanted to do, because it started getting to the point where wasn't miserable at work, but you know, like when you're there and you're just like, I just want to be home and I just want to, like, you know, do stuff with my hands as opposed to sitting in front of a computer and, you know, entering God knows what in the system and stuff. So just like, you know, it was time for me to go. I was there 15 years and that was good enough for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so what are the things outside of Instagram and YouTube that sort of motivate you or push the direction for projects that you're working on?
Oh, that's a great question. I guess outside of Instagram is it's just a desire of building things. I've always seen my granddad, like he was always doing something. And like as a little girl, I would watch him. I wasn't allowed to touch any tools. I was allowed to sit and watch him. And he was an engineer. So for him, like everything, I guess that's where I kind of get it from too, that everything kind of has to be almost perfect, right? So for me, it's just like it's and he's still alive today. So we talk about it. And that really motivates me is just like how he's passionate about what I'm doing, and he's like, you know, you're doing really well, and he loves what I make, and I think that really kind of gets me going, right? Like it's I watched him do all this stuff, and now I'm kind of doing it now that he can't, right? So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, one of the first tools I ever got was from him, and if I can show it to you guys, it's this I don't really use it, but it's a belt sander.
Oh,
and
nice.
This is used to refinish the furniture that I used to find in the trash.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can get some work done with that thing.
Oh yeah.
You could probably do floors and stuff too, but so this thing stays in my shop, and it kind of like just reminds me of the good old times there.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
so cool. I mean, if I could see that, I'm sure it's beautiful, but I can't see anything, so
You still can't see.
I'm amazed by it.
So Kyle's just gonna. So you only see the three of us. There's no four.
Yeah, I only see the three of us.
That's crazy.
I feel like there's another person here, but I can't see them, and it's a great conversation, Erika. I think you're awesome. That's basically what I'm trying to get at.
Man, that would have been hilarious. You were like, "That's amazing." Like, what am I looking at?
Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, but seriously, so that bringing us to the tool range of topics, right? Like, what kind of upgrades do you like foresee coming to your shop this year? You got any planned upgrades for the
I
shop?
want a router table for sure. Like that's something that I don't have. So a router table for sure is something that I'm looking into. If you guys have any recommendations, like let me know, because I'm looking at the Craig right now. I don't know if that's a good option, but
I think it's all going to be. I think most people don't go through like multiple brands of router tables and stuff. They usually stick with one for the most part. So it's all going to be based on like what someone really has in their shop. Like I have a Jessam. It's like a cabinet router table with the Jessam lift and Jessam stock guides and a Bosch router hooked up to it. So it really all just depends. And I piece that together from Facebook Marketplace and buying some things here and there.
gotcha.
Yeah, same. I mean, on that note, yeah, I mean, I got gifted like an Incra router lift, and like
nice.
kind of went to work on that, and I was like, oh, just kind of piecing stuff together. But I mean, I doubt I'll ever get rid of it, right? But like, I mean, it's so nice to have a table versus just like having the actual like router itself. It makes it
Big time. And I
router by
you'll
hand
still
because
find use for hand router. You'll still find use for that for sure. It's just it's just back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
TJ, what were you saying?
Oh, I router by hand because my router table is from like 1987 and made out of stamped steel, and I hate every time I use it. So
What? Those are like the best.
you would think, but you'd be incorrect.
Oh man, I think you got a lemon there.
Yeah, no, I got a sawhorse about the same age in here that like I look forward to the day where I can like pay someone $5 to get it out of my shop.
That's funny.
That's amazing.
So I have a question on the tool. I love to talk about tools. So you have looking through your videos, you have a Mirka sander, you have a Mirka dust extractor, a gorgeous saw stop table saw, right?
Mhm.
You have these beautiful tools. How did you go through starting from the beginning? How did you kind of go through the steps to get to where you are with what you have now? And are you sponsored by anybody, or are you looking into sponsorship or anything like that as far as tool brands or anything? Just kind of curious.
All right. So I pretty much started off with a jigsaw. A jigsaw. I think like I had a hammer, and eventually I bought like Ryobi miter saw, and then I had also like that sander that I showed you, which weighs a ton, and that's how I pretty much started. I got shortly after I made that first table, I bought a circular saw and a table saw, and it was a DeWalt table saw, the job site one. And I had that for up until this year when I basically sold that and got the saw stop. So all the other tools pretty much, I mean, they came like as if like whenever I made a sale, I would put money aside. You know, if I needed a planer, well, I'd save up for it, and then so nothing really on credit, right? I that kind of like freaked me out, and I want to make sure that everything I had would be paid for, right? So that's something that I think is really important, because even though like, you know, I'm running a small business and it is successful, but like you have to be careful how you spend, because you can get so kind of caught up in like all the bells and whistles that are out there, right? So I'm trying to be humble about my purchases, right? So yeah.
That's awesome.
And
So,
then
how are you liking the saw stop? That's the real question.
Oh
the
yeah.
nice. It's the 1.75 horsepower. Big boy. I just got that one, but I just like it. It, you know, it does what I need it to do. I haven't cut off any fingers, so that's one good thing.
That's good.
It does what it's supposed to.
How would you compare it to the DeWalt that you had? Because like that's what I have. I have a DeWalt contractor.
Oh, it's so smooth. It's ridiculous. It's
nice.
and really really accurate. Like the DeWalt wasn't bad. It was actually I liked it a lot. But when I went to this guy cabinet saw, I was like, wow, like dust collection's better. It's not as noisy. It's a smooth saw. So yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Nice.
Yeah, and about the sponsor, I'm not sponsored or anything by anybody. Am I looking into that? I don't think I'm there yet. Like I am kind of like doing little things for like Rigid. They sent me a couple of tools for me to test out, and I do a little review, but nothing like there's no contracts or anything like that. It's just having fun with it more than anything. But
That's awesome.
I mean, if the time does come, I mean, I'm not going to say no, but yeah.
I mean, that's a start though too, because like as far as you working with brands, even if it's just they send you a couple things to test out or whatever, building that relationship with the brand is really really important to get you started. And if this is something that you want to do or that you're doing as a full-time job, then you know it wouldn't hurt. You know, we do have a question from Send Me Woodworks. Send Me Woodworks asked, what's a tool that you like to learn more using?
Well, that's a great question. I would definitely say, you know what? Let's go with the lathe, because like I'm pretty impressed with what people can do with that thing, and and I mean, mine's pretty old. It's like I got it secondhand, but it does run really well. It's just, I don't know. I don't have the right tools, like the right chisels or anything like that for it. I got these little tiny ones, and actually I was just playing around, and I guess I wasn't doing it properly, and I guess like the tip of the chisel got caught into the wood, and then it bent. So
Oh man.
I was like, okay, this obviously like I was really disappointed in myself, because like I know I could have hurt myself, but yeah, so definitely like the lathe, learning how to do it properly, safely, would definitely be something that I'm interested in.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
TJ, any follow up for that since you're our lathe expert here?
Oh, well, it takes a special kind of crazy person to jab high-speed steel into wood that's spinning like 3,000 RPMs.
Yeah.
I don't want to pat myself on the back, but like you got to be extra crazy when you first start working on the lathe. I wore a motorcycle helmet, well, scooter helmet, but like I didn't trust myself around this thing for months, right?
That's hilarious.
And for good reason, right? Because like in the first 3 months that I was using it, I had pieces explode and ricochet all over my shop. I have hit myself in the face, thankfully while wearing that motorcycle helmet, with a piece of wood that flew off of the lathe because it just failed.
Oh, no.
Because it can, right? And like, so don't let this discourage you though. Like there's really only one way to get good at it, and that's to be really bad at it for a while, and then you won't be. And like get in there, like you're in Canada, so go hit up Princess Auto and get you a set of lathe tools. Learn how to sharpen them on the YouTube. That's what I did. And then just get hectic, right? Because like if you intentionally try to make bad stuff on there, like you will make bad stuff for the first try, and then you're a success, right? Because you did a great job of doing a bad job.
There you go.
Right? But after that, you can only go up, right? So, don't give up on the lathe. It'll treat you great.
Yeah. I just need to take some time and really like, focus on that and see what it can do for me, what I can do for it, I guess, so.
TJ, that was an amazing response, and I appreciate that.
Okay, no, it's my pleasure, guys. Again, be bad on purpose so that when you are, you did it right.
Yeah.
Completely agree. All right, so Erika, are you at all interested in going the CNC route at all in the future, or have you thought about that?
I was kind of thinking that maybe I would go with a laser. I'm looking at the Glowforge, possibly. Like the CNC to me, it seems too complicated. And anything with a computer, computers and me, we don't mix. Like I don't like them, they don't like me, and if I'm gonna mess something up, it's gonna be a computer, guaranteed. Like it's, yeah. I was actually pretty happy. I knew how to sign into this live session, because I was like, I don't know how to do this, right? We'll see what happens, right? So yeah.
And I could tell you that I'm a dumbass, right? And right back there, genuine dumbass, right? I'm a tanker in the army. I just shoot big guns. It's what I do. And
Okay.
right there's a CNC. And if this dumbass could figure that out, then I think you're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
It's not too dissimilar from a laser. If you can do the programming for a laser, you could really do the programming for a CNC. It's actually not that bad.
Okay.
I was pretty surprised. Now there's ones you can get that are more confusing than others. There's ones that come in a quadrillion pieces that will take you a month and a half just to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
There's cheap ones, there's expensive ones. I'm exaggerating, but there's, I have a Onefinity, and I love my Onefinity. So I'm more or less talking about like X-Carve, nothing, bad about X-Carve, but they take forever to put together because they come in pieces. Every
Right.
bolt and screw, you got to put the whole thing together.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But
Interesting.
I think you'd be, but like you doing a lot of charcuterie boards, so the customization of lasering with charcuterie boards would totally benefit your business. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking I would do that before CNC for sure. But I think for now, until I do get a laser, I'm gonna be doing everything by hand. So
Yeah.
it'll take some time, but it's. I had a shop teacher once tell me that it's always better to do things by hand first. So like before you start playing with the power tools, you gotta learn how to use all the hand tools first, right? So
That's
Yeah.
what they made us do in class. Like I said, when I went to the high school freshman year, we weren't allowed to touch anything with a cord or battery. Everything we had to do was by hand. In fact, my toolbox, they made us make our toolbox by hand with hand tools with hand carved dovetails. And I could tell you when I was 15 years old, I could not make hand cut dovetails. So they're mainly puttied together. It's horrible, but it's been 25 years and it's still kicking. So
there you go.
That's cool. You'll have to show us sometime. And that sounds pretty awesome.
yeah, I'll have to bring that down from the attic.
All right, Erika. So we're running up here towards the end of the show. One more question for you. What are your thoughts on epoxy?
I'm okay with it. Like I said, I have a ton of it like in the corner there, just waiting for me to do something with it, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I've never really worked with. Like, I've used a bit of epoxy like to fill things in here and there, but I've never really worked with large quantities. So I'm actually really excited to get started and seeing what if I'm able to do something nice with it, because I've seen some or have heard of some people having a lot of issues with epoxy. So we'll see. I've taken the course, so I went on the Blacktail Studios website, took his course, so I have everything. Everything's ready. I've got all my materials. Everything is set up. So I'm just waiting to get some time to my first pour.
That's
Nice.
awesome. You're definitely ready for that, because like I don't do epoxy, and the very little I've done, I'm pretty sure I was almost setting something on fire. I'm not positive. There's a lot of smoke, but like you're ready. I didn't even think to do a course on it at all. I was just like, mix A and B and throw it in there.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've got some epoxy laying around. I'm like, I need to do this, but I just haven't gotten there yet. So
yeah, you're ready.
Yeah, Eric, I can't wait to see what goes on there. That's gonna be fun. Let's kind of throw it to a little bit of some rapid fire hot topics, whatever you guys want to throw at her, kind of round robin style, and we'll try and get some quick answers from you, Erica, and then kind of start wrapping up the show and get back to our giveaway from George Supply Co. So I'll go first and then kind of throw it to Ed, and we'll go to TJ and kind of give you, the rapid fire there. So first question, in honor of Rai, power tools or hand tools?
I'll go with power tools.
Okay.
Power tools.
All right. So Ryobi, DeWalt, or Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
She was like, Merca.
Merc, best tool.
She was like rigid.
Yeah. Okay, so would you rather build with reclaimed wood or hardwood?
I think reclaimed wood. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool. Walnut or maple? If you had to pick.
Maple.
Yeah, she doesn't like the smell of walnut, remember?
That's true.
Yeah.
Looks nice, but
Working with maple smells like pancakes. It's awesome.
right?
Pancakes. All right. I don't know what you're putting on your walnut or your maple. I don't know.
It just makes me think of maple
I
syrup.
want that maple.
Come on by.
Water-based or oil-based stain?
Oil.
If your next project had to be a chair or a table, which would you choose?
Table.
What's your least favorite project that you ever done?
Wow, that's a good one. I had to do a closet once, like put shelves in a closet, and it drove me nuts because I didn't have anything to scribe like the walls or anything like that, and it ended up not looking too great along the edges and everything because all my cuts were off. So that was the most frustrating thing, and it's so tight in the closet, right? So yeah, that was the worst thing for me.
I feel like closet walls are like never like perfect either, so you're like having to like figure out like, okay, oh shit, I gotta cut this and make that fit.
Like they're literally curved.
You have a radius in your closet. That's okay. Is that a Canada thing?
No,
Dude.
It's a my house thing.
So what is the most meaningful project you've ever done?
A rocking horse. It was for a colleague of mine. They got pregnant and they gave birth, and I got them a rocking horse. I made them a rocking horse.
That's awesome.
No,
That's a
awesome.
cool gift.
Yeah.
Without giving too much away, how excited are you for your next project?
I am really, really excited for my next project. That's all I'm gonna say.
Really.
enough.
That's two
Really
really.
excited. Yeah.
What are some makers that you kind of look up to or are inspired by?
All right. Well, gosh, there's so many, but I guess for me, like Dusty Lumberco, he's been a favorite of mine for a while. And Sons of Sawdust too. Those are like I used to follow them pretty hardcore back there, like in 2016, especially. That's when I first started with the reclaim stuff, and they were around, and I really, really liked what they did. And then, of course, Homestead Craftsman. He doesn't really do that many YouTube videos anymore, but yeah. So I guess like those three for sure.
That's awesome.
All right. I forgot my question. I got so distracted. Okay, what is your dream project? Like the biggest, the thing that you want to do like the most, your dream, even if it's unattainable.
I want to build a solar kiln.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's something I kind of want to do this year. I don't know if I'll get around to it, but it's something that, yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, you snuck away a little much.
Yeah, that means that there's going to be a chainsaw mill in your future, and we're going to be buddies. It's going to be great. Because yeah, that comes with turning. Also, is doing really dumb stuff with chainsaws in your driveway. So yeah, I hope you reach out when that fun starts taking place. Because yeah, I'll show up and I'll hold the camera.
We're all taking a trip to Canada.
Yeah, I'm down.
Man, that's awesome. There's poutine and chainsaws. It's the best country ever.
Incredible.
Okay, lightning round question. Do you listen to music in your shop? If so, what was the last song that had you bobbing your head and happy to be in there?
I'm so happy.
I like it.
You know, I'm so happy. That song. Yeah. So yes, I do listen to music.
Oh, very cool.
All right. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Would you rather stain a project or get the natural color wood?
Natural color wood.
If you had to fight to the death, one duck the size of a horse or 100 horses the size of a duck, which would you choose?
100 horses the size of a duck.
Bold choice.
That's amazing.
Definitely.
It's a lot of duck-sized horses, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of horses. Crib? Do you play crib? What do you think on crib?
I don't play crib. Sorry. I've never played crib before. I don't even know how to play it.
All right. That makes us.
It's a lot of drinking and counting to 15.
Me
It's not that hard.
Okay.
I have no clue. Okay, so with the fighting theme, right? So you're fighting to the death, and you could only pick one thing in your shop to use as a weapon. What do you pick?
My axe.
Oh.
You're such a badass.
I don't know why I had this sitting here. That's kind of weird.
Within reach, dude. Come
Yeah,
on.
right there. I don't know.
Hey.
I love it.
Just in case somebody breaks in and tries to steal
I don't
your
know.
walnut butt,
It just
like.
sits here. I don't. Usually
He's prepared.
there's a gun around here, but I guess in my shop there's an axe.
Well, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco?
A sandwich?
Because, like,
A sandwich?
needs to know.
I'll go sandwich.
fair enough.
Are you a pizza or burgers kind of person?
Pizza.
All right, let's do one more round, and then we'll get to the giveaway, and then do some closing remarks here.
All right. So Taco Tuesday or Sushi Sunday?
Oh God, Taco Tuesday.
Awesome. Okay. If you were going to make dinner for everybody on this call, right? So you're going to prepare dinner for yourself and 3 others.
God. Okay, yeah.
What is the thing that you cook at home that you're most proud and would be most excited to serve us?
Can it be baking?
Of course it can. Cupcakes is dinner.
Yeah.
I make my own bagels, so
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Oh, no,
Okay,
I'm really
so we're coming
hungry.
over for bagels.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I
talking
mean, that
about.
sounds awesome. All right.
But-
So
yeah.
bagels. Yeah, let's go up to Canada for some bagels and some chainsaw
Because
action.
you definitely wouldn't
Yeah.
want to kind of food that I mean I don't eat meat or any kind of like dairy products, so like it's yeah. So
I'm cool for bagels.
it'd be kind of
we can all get behind that.
but yeah,
All
bagel,
right,
bagel
Erika.
as well.
So we're closing in on time here because Instagram hates my Sawdust stock account. So let's do this giveaway real quick. You pick a number, you write it down. I can't see you, so I have no idea what number you're gonna throw out. But basically, you write it down, hide it from everyone. Everyone's gonna start commenting, and whoever picks the right number wins the prize. We'll kind of keep an eye out on the comments and who's writing them down or who's commenting them. And then we'll give that gift card away. So, Erika, let us
Jeez,
know
they're
when you
starting
have that
already?
number. I can't see that, and you,
Okay.
Erika, so I have no idea.
I need a pen.
I got them, but
Give me
go
some-
for it, Erica.
I'll get a
Go
pen.
find a pen and write a number on a piece of paper. We believe in
Get your
you.
axe.
A number from what to what?
Looks like 1 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 to 20.
All right.
The number starts so early.
Okay, we'll give them a few more seconds for everybody to get the numbers in, and I've got chat kind of rocking and rolling over here on a second monitor.
Oh, nice. You're prepared.
So,
Fancy.
well, I try. The rest of you knuckleheads don't have any idea what's going on. I'm watching all these people chatting. All right, boys and girls, get your guesses in now while the cool kids are guessing. All right, let's reveal that number, Erika.
Number 14.
Do we have 14? Bernie was working his way towards that, but he guessed like 5 different numbers. Let's scroll.
I just recently saw 14, but hold on.
Probably
I
Bernie.
think,
He had like
nothing
Bernie
too
had like
perfect.
11, 12, 13, 14.
I think I've got nothing too perfect at 14.
And away.
You guys see that, or am I crazy? Yeah, I don't know if you're actually holding up 14. Who knows?
That's true.
That's true. Nothing too perfect definitely has a 14. Bernie's got like 30 different guesses in here. I say we give it.
Scott said 108.
Yes, it was almost 108. You are several dozen away from it. Yeah, I think nothing too perfect was the first 14.
All right. So nothing too perfect. I'll contact you afterwards. We'll get your information, get you that gift card, and then I'll toss it to you guys for your final remarks.
You go first.
All right, Erika.
Yeah.
What is a piece of advice that you wish somebody had given to you in the last year that you would like to give to someone else?
Ooh, probably like take your time on things. Don't try to rush through projects. Just take your time.
Nice.
Ed, what you got?
I don't have a question. I very much look forward to seeing what you have to, how your business, grows in the future, and all this secretive stuff. I'm definitely gonna be looking out for that stuff in a big way.
Awesome.
I appreciate the content that you post because it's very entertaining, and I very much look forward to seeing more of that. And now that maybe we talk more, we follow each other, all of us kind of talk about things and collaborate and see what comes out of the future.
Awesome. Yep, no, for sure. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Erika, I'll throw it over to you and give us any final thoughts. Like Ed said, I think we're all excited to see what comes from you in the future. You have a lot ahead of you, and we're excited for you. So thanks for being a part of the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I really loved it. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Well, thank you again. Thank you to TJ and Ed for being a part of the show. Appreciate you guys. Erika, I'm sorry that I can't see you, but you're amazing. You're a badass, and thank you for all you do for the woodworking community and just all the woodwork you do in general. It's awesome, and keep it up. So stay tuned for Maker's Way next week. Bad shop advice tomorrow. I think I've got my bases covered, but stay tuned and have a good night, guys. See you later.
Night.
Awesome. Great job, Erika. We'll see you around.
Thank you.
Take care.